Most people believe life changes in a single dramatic moment. A big opportunity, a lucky break, a sudden transformation. But in reality, life rarely works that way. Real change starts quietly, silently, almost invisibly. It begins with a decision so small that most people walk right past it. Today, I am going to share a story that proves how simple daily habits can transform your entire life, even if you feel lost, tired, or stuck right now. There was a young man named Armin. On the outside, he looked like everyone else, working a regular job, trying to earn enough to survive, living day to day. But inside, he was fighting a silent battle. He felt like he was falling behind, like everyone was moving forward except him. Every night he went to bed with hope, and every morning he woke up with disappointment. He kept telling himself, "Tomorrow I'll change. Tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow will be different." But tomorrow always looked exactly like today. One day, after a long and exhausting shift, Armand sat alone on a park bench. It was late, the street was almost empty, and the world felt heavier than usual. He stared at the ground, frustrated with himself, frustrated with his life. He whispered to the wind, "Why can't I change? What is wrong with me?" He wasn't lazy, he wasn't weak, he was simply overwhelmed, unsure where to begin. At that moment, an old man approached slowly and sat beside him. He had kind eyes and a calm presence, the kind that makes you feel understood without saying a word. After a long silence, the old man asked, "You look tired, son. What burdens are you carrying?" Armin hesitated, but something about the man felt safe. He opened up. He spoke about his failures, his routines, his lack of motivation, his fear of wasting his life. The old man listened patiently, without judgment. When Armin finished, the old man simply nodded and said, "Your problem isn't your life. Your problem is your habits." Armand frowned. "Habits? How can something so small control my entire life?" The old man smiled gently. Small decisions become patterns. Patterns become routines. Routines become your identity. And your identity shapes your destiny. He leaned closer and added, "You don't change your life by deciding to change your life. You change your life by deciding to change your day." Armin didn't fully understand, but the words stirred something inside him. The old man continued, "Start with one habit, not 10, not 5, just one. Something so small that you can't fail. Make it so easy that your mind has no excuse." Armand asked, "What habit should I start with?" The old man replied, "Wake up 10 minutes earlier every morning, and use those 10 minutes to do something that makes you a better man." That sounded too simple, too easy, too ordinary. Could 10 minutes really change anything? But Armin had nothing to lose, so he decided to try. The next morning, his alarm rang 10 minutes earlier. His body wanted to stay in bed. His mind argued with him, but he forced himself up. He sat quietly, took a deep breath, and spent the 10 minutes reading a single page from a book. It felt insignificant, like a drop in the ocean, but for the first time in a long time, he felt a spark of control. The next day, he woke up 10 minutes early again. This time, he stretched his body and said a short prayer. On day 3, he wrote a small journal entry, just 2 sentences. On day 4, he planned one thing he wanted to accomplish. On day 5, he watched a short motivational video. 10 minutes. That was it. 10 minutes that slowly started to feel like hope. Days turned into weeks. 10 minutes became the most important part of his day. Over time, he expanded it to 15 minutes, then 20, then 30. His mind felt clearer. His mood improved. His self-respect returned. He wasn't changing everything at once. He was changing one small thing consistently. And that consistency began changing everything else. He began eating healthier without forcing himself. He started exercising 3 times a week. He stopped wasting hours scrolling on his phone. He became more focused at work, more confident in conversations, more disciplined with his time. Opportunities that once slipped past him began to appear again, subtle at first, then stronger. People around him noticed the difference. They asked what happened. Some assumed he found a mentor. Others thought he got lucky. But the truth was simple. He built one small habit, and that habit rebuilt him. One evening, when Armand visited the same park, he saw the old man again. He rushed toward him with gratitude and said, "Your advice changed my life. But tell me, why did such a small habit create such a big difference?" The old man looked at him proudly and replied, "A small habit doesn't change your life. It changes you. And once you change, your life follows." He continued, "Think of a single drop of water falling onto a stone. One drop does nothing. 100 drops do nothing. But 1,000, 10,000, the stone begins to shape. Discipline works the same. Repetition builds strength. Consistency builds character. And character builds destiny." Armand finally understood. His life wasn't transformed because he did something extraordinary. It was transformed because he did something ordinary every single day. This is the secret most people never realize. Success is not built in giant leaps. It's built in small, repeated actions. 1 page a day becomes a book. 1 workout becomes a healthy body. 1 minute of gratitude becomes a peaceful mind. 1 small habit becomes a new life. Your life could change the same way. Not by waiting for the perfect moment, not by planning a huge transformation, not by hoping tomorrow will magically be different. Your life will change the moment you choose one small habit and commit to it daily. Maybe your habit is waking up earlier. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's exercising for 10 minutes, reading 1 page, drinking more water, practicing gratitude, or learning something new every morning. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you start. And once you start, don't stop. Because discipline is not about being strict. It's about loving your future self. It's about choosing growth over comfort. It's about showing up even when no one sees you. As you listen to this story right now, imagine who you could become if you committed to one small habit today. Imagine your life 1 month from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now. Imagine the version of you who never gave up on themselves. That version of you is real, and they are waiting for you to begin. Thank you for watching this story on Story of Becoming. If this message touched you, if it gave you hope, or if it reminded you of your own potential, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more life-changing stories. Your journey of transformation begins with one small step, and today, that step is yours to take.